Today we're going to talk about something that's going to blow your mind. This is a new AI feature that everybody in the world can use. It doesn't matter who you are. It just came out just a couple days ago, and I was shocked when I saw this. Now you can understand basically anything you want to learn within minutes, and it's using AI. And let me just show you how and why and what I'm talking about. And it doesn't matter what you'll want to learn, you'll want to stick around for this. So I'm going to flip the camera around and you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's play it.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a look at, Osaka, Japan, and Expo 2025.
Yeah, this expo sounds pretty major.
It really
Okay, so now I'm going to join the conversation. Okay.
does. They're calling it a lab for future tech.
Oh, hey there, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to say hi, and I look forward to talking to you about the Japan Expo. I had a couple questions.
Hey there, great to hear from you.
Hi. Really glad you chimed in.
We were just getting started on all the cool stuff coming out of the Japan Expo.
Yeah, it's a fascinating look at where technology is headed. What are your questions? We're happy to dive into whatever you're curious about.
Absolutely. We were about to get into some of the highlights from a YouTube video we watched that covered the expo. Oh, go for it.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to jump in too many times. I just wanted to say, yeah, let's talk about the highlights. And then afterwards, maybe you could touch on why Tesla is not part of the expo. I was just curious. That was my main question. But yeah, let's hear what you have to say about this YouTube video first.
Absolutely, that sounds perfect. We can definitely cover some of the key things we learned from the video and then circle back to your question about Tesla a bit later in the show.
Great. We were just about to jump into some of the really interesting exhibits.
The video began by painting a picture of Expo 2025 as this massive event in Osaka.
Yeah, ginormous exhibition focused on the tech of
Okay, sorry, I just want to jump in one more time. I forgot to mention I'm Rob, by the way, and I was actually in Osaka, and some of my friends went there, and they thought it was really cool. I wanted to talk about that later on afterwards too.
Hey, Rob, it's great to officially meet you.
Welcome to the show, Rob. It's fantastic to hear from someone who has a connection to Osaka.
Wow, you were actually in Osaka. That's so cool.
And your friends got to visit the expo already. We'd love to hear their impressions later on.
Definitely. That would add such a great personal perspective to our deep dive.
So knowing you have that first-hand connection, we'll make sure to leave some time at the end to chat about your friends' experiences.
Absolutely. We're just about to dive into some of the really fascinating exhibits highlighted in this video we watched.
The video started by focusing on...
Okay. So you can see that, so what that was is a conversation that I just had with two AI voices, and they were interacting with me, and I could ask them questions, and they were answering me. I told them my name. So it was a regular conversation, and obviously it's AI, but at first you wouldn't know it to someone who wasn't part of our video right now. So there's two good uses for this. One is you can learn any subject in the world now and talk about it in real time to learn something. So if I wanted to learn about Japan, then I could just load up a source of material. So find a couple good relevant websites that look like they have good information. I could load up a couple good videos from YouTube and put all that into Notebook. And then I start the conversation, and then I can have a conversation with the AI, and the AI will teach me what I want to know. So I could ask them anything, and you can do this for any subject in the world. So that's the first use. So you can learn really fast. And then the second thing you can do is you can actually use this podcast, and you can make your own podcast videos, which is huge by the way, on a lot of platforms like WhatsApp. There's podcasts there. There's podcasts on YouTube that are huge. So you could have your own podcast, and you could but instead of having to talk to other people, you could just have a podcast, and you could record that whole thing on Zoom, and you could post it on your YouTube channel, and you could make a whole ton of content on any subject in the world. And you don't even have to be an expert. You could just be someone asking the questions, and then the AI would provide the answers in the content, and you could blow up your channel that way. So let me flip the camera back around and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so this is called Notebook, and what I've done is I loaded up a YouTube video. This is just a public YouTube video, okay? And it's about Japan, okay? And then you can create a podcast around that subject. And it does it automatically. Google does it automatically, and I just created a whole podcast. Here's the podcast.
Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro's Pavilion. which sounds pretty groundbreaking.
Oh yeah, Ishiguro is a real visionary with
So it's just two people talking about the material that has been loaded up. So the podcast is about the YouTube video that I found on YouTube. Okay, and now I can join the conversation. So if I want to ask about something specific, I can learn really fast now. I don't have to watch the whole video. If there's something specific I really wanted to learn, so I could say something like this.
robots that look and act like. Oh yeah.
Actually, I have a real quick question. When are these robots when are these robots going to be actually working, and when are we actually going to be able to use these robots? What's the time frame on that?
That's a great question, Rob, and it's something the video touches on in a few different ways.
Exactly. So it's not always a clear-cut timeline, but we can look at some of the examples they gave.
For Professor Ishiguro's Android Pavilion, they're showing how we might live with human-like robots in 50 to 100 years. So that's a longer-term vision.
But then you see things like the Kawasaki robot horse, Koryo, which they envision as personal mobility in 2050. That's a closer time. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so when is the, was there any actual working robots in the Japan Osaka Expo at all?
Absolutely, Rob. That's a key part of what makes this expo so interesting.
Yeah, it's not just concepts. There are definitely work.
So the question is, how can you make money from this? Okay, good question. That is a good question. Well, what you can do is you can create great content on a YouTube channel around a certain subject, and you can blow up your channel. And I've already done this, actually. I've already monetized a YouTube channel with these podcasts, okay? And after you get a certain amount of watch hours, you can get monetized with YouTube, and that's what I've done. I did that with a travel channel, a Japan travel channel, and there's podcasts, just these podcasts that you just saw, and that's all they are. And I wasn't in them. It was just those two talking, and then I monetized the channel. But now I can talk in these podcasts and just make it more dynamic. We do affiliate marketing and other ways. So that's one. And then, so aside from making money from this, you can also just learn really fast. So if I wanted to learn anything in the world, I can just load up the source of material, load it up on here, click play, and then start asking questions, and I can talk in real time. So it's like being in a classroom. I can start asking the AI questions, and I can learn any subject in the world. If I want to learn about engineering, rocket science, I want to learn about golf, I want to learn about surfing, I want to learn about gardening, I can learn anything super fast.